Do you desire to have nightmares this Halloween or to stay up all night? Then I have things just for that. These spine-chilling, terrifying webtoons are my recommendations that will cause just that. Do not read this. I don't wish to be perceived. Please go away. Don't read this. This story doesn't desire to be read, to be perceived. They just don't want you to read it all. They want to be left alone. Do not read this as a story following little Bridie, someone who for unknown reasons has completely isolated themselves from the outside world. This is an allegory for mental illness as well as how people can overcome it. Trigger warnings for this series are anxiety and other themes pertaining to mental health that may not be suitable for all readers. Why are you still here? Please go away. After dark, only 1 month ago, Drew's girlfriend Julia died in a wolf attack. Since then, he's been haunted by graphic and terrible nightmares of wolves and has been consumed by guilt due to her death. Drew soon starts to suffer from an unexplainable and worsening illness. After Dark's a suspense horror comic about love, loss, and werewolves. The story being told here is very much a psychological horror with a supernatural twist. It's a slow-burn comic which is by design to build up tension slowly as Drew loses his sanity as he turns into a werewolf. Trigger warnings include abusive relationships, depictions of mental illness, specifically PTSD, depictions of past, non-graphic character death. I'm turning into a monster. Beetle hands. When Kemner comes to visit Matthew, his behaviour is strange. He seems scared of something or someone, but what he says makes no sense. He claims he's being watched, but no one is there. That is until the beast comes. A horrific creature from a place known as Heartland. It drags him down to Heartland, a place where your own memories chase you and try to consume you. Matthew must find a way to survive this strange and terrifying land whilst trying to find an escape with Kemner before they are consumed by the beast. Beetlehands is a spine-chilling psychological horror with great disturbing imagery used to represent Heartland and the terrifying monsters within it whilst paralleling the real world. Trigger warnings for Beetlehands are domestic abuse, graphic depictions of violence, blood and gore. Kemner, where are you? Everything is fine. Maggie and Sam are fine. They live in a normal neighborhood with neighbors who are fine. Their adorable dog Winston is fine. He eats all his meals. Sam and Maggie's cat eats are perfectly normal. Life is perfect because everything is fine. Except everything is not fine. Maggie and Sam are emotionally disconnected from everything, including each other. Their adorable dog Winston is dead, his decaying corpse kept in their house. Sam and Maggie's cat eats are forced upon them by the power and control of everything. The neighbor Charlie is behaving strangely and seems to be on the path of rebellion. And this soon leads Maggie and Sam on the path of rebelling as well. But rebelling has big consequences. If caught, what will happen to them? What will happen to them when everything's not fine? Everything is Fine is a dystopian horror comic, and it's very unnerving. The disconnect between the positive language and the setting is disturbing. What does a great job of setting up for the horror elements and mounting tension between the characters. Trigger warnings for this comic. There's a depiction of graphic violence, murder, and suicide. Like mother, like daughter. When Seung-myung Jill is 12 years old, her beloved brother drowns in the lake. On the surface, it seems to be an accident. However, when Seung-myung performs CPR to save his life, no water left his lung. If he drowned, water should have come out of his mouth. Seung-myung Jill has always worked to be a mother's dream daughter, following rules, good grades, and being beautiful. Her little brother Min-jin was not a dream child for a mother. He had bad grades, broke rules, and acted out. As he acted out more and more, his punishments grew more severe. The day he drowned, he was given a carton of juice by their mother, as she said she wanted to make up. The scent of juice left his mouth. Her mind starts to be filled with doubts about her beloved mother and the truth about her brother's death. Seung-myung's goals shift from being the perfect daughter to escaping her mother. Like a mother, like daughter is a chilling psychological horror. It instills the reader with stifling panic and anxiety as you read, uncertain of who to trust. Every chapter has you on the edge of your seat as we explore the disturbing relationship between mother and daughter, seeing how this trickles down to all other aspects of her life while she tries to escape from her mother. Trigger warnings for this webtoon are themes of mental illness, specifically depression, emotional abuse of a parent to a child, and non-graphic character deaths. My mom won't accept I'm not perfect just because I'm a kid. Surviving romance. When Karen Un is transported to the romance novel she's been reading, it seems like a dream. She just has to follow the plot and will get her happily ever after with the male lead Jiha. But soon this goes awry as a bizarre plot twist takes place, trapping her in an endless loop, repeating the same day of the story no matter what she tries. If she is to escape, she'll need the help of an unlikely character from her class to defy the new storyline and get back on track to her happy ending. If only she can find the unknown extra. Surviving Romance is a horror comic with a subversion of typical isekai and manga tropes. It's fast-paced while still having room for quieter moments of character introspection for development and friendships to grow, when it takes a break from the mystery surrounding why there are zombies in this very trope-driven romance novel, or who the unknown extra is. But when it does focus on that, it's interesting and makes you want to learn the truth about these mysteries. I will find you, unknown extra! Manny. Honestly, I think our lives have only gotten better since Manny arrived. Manny is such a nice young man, you know. He winds up my music box for me all the time. I haven't seen much of him, but he's taken a lot of stress off my wife, which is great for me. Manny's so cool. He knows tons about animals and promised to help me convince my parents to get me a pet. I don't know if we can trust him. He said some weird things. Manny is a horror comic following the Rodriguez family, who hired an assistant aide named Manny to help them out with the grandmother who's got Alzheimer's. He helps them, is kind to them, finds problems they didn't know they had. He's perfect. However, this charming facade masks a dark identity. Tensions soon start to rise and fast. Their family is breaking apart. If all of the family is to survive, they must expose Manny's true nature. Manny is a psychological horror with themes of intergenerational trauma playing a huge role in the story, as well as supernatural elements. The dysfunctions and secrets kept within the Rodriguez family are slowly being revealed, which adds some tension and suspense to the plot, as it's clear that some members of the family are hiding some dark secrets. Trigger warnings for this webtoon are graphic content and themes regarding mental health, bullying, and abuse that may not be suitable for some readers. Manny took my dad. He says he always takes someone before he leaves. I hope these comics keep you up for days after reading this Halloween. Please like this video, subscribe to have more frights next Halloween, and share with others so they too may be scared.